Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to go through my April wrap-up of what I read so you guys can see what I've been reading and what I've thought of the books that I read last month. So the first book we're going to talk about is Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. Now, Little Fires Everywhere hit BookTube like a storm. Most people weren't interested in it in the beginning, but then once they started seeing other people read it and talk about it, then it just spread like wildfire. Everyone and their mama had this book. So a little bit about Little Fires Everywhere is a story about a family, really two families. Miss Richardson is the matriarch of her family. She has, a gang of children. She has this perfect life that she's always kind of dreamt of and put together. And she lives in this community where everything is perfect and nothing can be out of place. So in comes Mia and Pearl, who are looking to rent an apartment from Miss Richardson. She owns some other property in the town. So she allows them to rent this location. Now with her renting this location, she starts trying to control Mia because Mia is very free. She's an artist, she's lived on the road, and Miss Richardson just can't understand her really. So she started doing little things to control her, like hiring her to be her maid and things like that. Throughout this novel, you'll see Mia getting involved with Miss Richardson's children and their dynamic and how they live their life, as well as Pearl's life. But the story really takes off when one of Miss Richardson's best friends ends up adopting a Chinese American baby. Now, when she adopts this baby who was left at a fire station, she believes that this is, heaven sent. She finally has this child that she's been waiting for and praying for. Unfortunately, Mia finds out that the baby was someone who she works with's child. And when she told that person that she knew where her child was and that it was with this family, the mother then wanted the child back. So the story takes off from there at a breakneck pace because you see this fight in the struggle between a mother who is poor, who made a mistake and wants the child back. She just didn't have the money at the time, and now she wants her child back. And then you have this family who's been waiting for a child and treats the child like gold. But they're not Chinese, so they're losing a bit of the child's heritage. So it has all these questions about adoption and heritage and rich and poor. You won't know what you're going to think about this book until the very end. So if you can come up with what you would do, leave it down in the comments below on this book because I didn't know all the way into the end. Next book I'm going to talk about, which was sent to me from the author of In Between by M.A. Fernandez. In Between was a story that I was very excited to receive because it's a love triangle. And of course, we all love those, right? Because you never know what's going to happen and how crazy people get when they get cheated on. So it's the story of Rachel, who is engaged to Ethan and meets Tom. Now, she starts this whirlwind romance with Tom because she's feeling like she's not getting something from Ethan because he works a lot. Okay? Now, I had a problem with this story just because it was very cliche in how the characters handled each other, and the way the authors wrote the characters, they were very one-dimensional. So you get a little bit of a backstory, but not any reasoning as to why Rachel feels like she feels. So with Rachel, you don't really identify with her. You're going to really dislike her because she's using a guy that's really great, and then she has another guy that is not that great for her, but she just wants attention. And so you really can't feel for her in this situation. So I just felt really disjointed from the story because there was no one that I could love. And then towards the end, there were like a sequence of events that were very extra. So in order to create some type of event, you could tell that it was like, okay, things have been going so slow, so I need to write something in there to kind of, surprise people. But it just came across as very forced. So this was given 2 stars, 2 out of 5 stars, unfortunately. So I want to thank the author for sending it to me because I did enjoy bits and pieces of this novel. But Had to rate it a 2. Now we get into Skyjack. Skyjack was amazing. Skyjack had me on the edge of my seat throughout this whole friggin' book. And this is by K.J. Howe. Now, I had never read a K.J. Howe book, but Thea Paris is the main character in this book, and she is a hostage negotiator. She is completely badass. She does not play any games, and she has skills with a weapon like you've never seen before. Plus, she's incredibly smart, but, you know, that's just to top it all off. In this story, you find that she is bringing back 2 African little boys who were child soldiers in their country, and she's actually getting them adopted by a couple in the UK. As she's on the plane bringing them back, it gets hijacked by a group. She, as being a hostage negotiator, kind of takes over, and the story flies from there. You're going to meet a villain that you're not even going to feel like is a villain. You're going to be like, oh, I don't want anything bad to happen to the bad guy. So, and then you're going to love Thea because she's full of heart, full of bravado. She loves her team and she loves those boys. So this story was well written. It has action from the beginning to the end. And if you love international thrillers, this is going to give you everything you ever wanted in a book. So by all means, go out and buy Skyjack. And if they have it in audiobook, I would get it in audiobook because it's that good. Like, if you get a right narrator with this book, it's going to be pretty amazing. It's like a movie. If you like Jason Bourne, you're going to like that. Okay, last but not least this month was Children of Blood and Bone. Now, this story has been everywhere by Tomi Adeyemi, and you've seen her on the news, you've seen her in BookTube, everywhere, right? Because this book is supposed to be amazing. That's what people think, okay? Well, let me tell you something. They're abso-freaking-lutely right. This book is epic. If you are looking for fantasy, diversity, political moves, if you're looking for family and drama and love, this has everything in it. I read this book slow just for the fact that I wanted to eat up every little ounce of this. The magic and the clans and all of these different magical elements were just so well thought out and how they came into the story. You're going to follow Zelly, who is one of the magi who cannot use their powers. All of the older adult magi were killed in a raid when she was young by King Saren. Now, King Saren is mean, evil. If you took the R out of his name and put a T in there, he'd be King Satan. And that would be true with this person in this book. It's just evil, okay, to all degrees. So she's going up against King Saren to bring magic back after he had it stolen away and killed everyone's family members who were adult magi. Now, there are some artifacts that come into this story as to how they get their magic. I don't want to give too much away because I want you to go in blind and really enjoy it like I did. But you will find that this story has so much heart in it. And just in our time today, you're going to see some parallels in what's going on in our world today in this book. And also at the end, just a little tidbit, the author's note in this was so sweet. So once you read this, finish it all the way to the end and read the author's note. And she really dropped some really nice gems there for us to remember, okay, as readers and as people, period. So if you haven't got this yet, definitely go out and get it. So I hope that you guys enjoyed my April wrap-up. I'm going into May now, so we have some really cool books. A lot of May is going to be arcs, so you'll see some new books coming out soon. But I want to thank you guys for checking out my channel, and I hope that you subscribe, like, and comment below, because once we hit 1,000 subscribers, we start giving away books. You guys have a good one. See you next time.